The purpose of our video here is to explain how to set up and operate one of our large cotton candy machines. One thing to note with these larger machines, they're very heavy, about 80 pounds. So sometimes lifting them with somebody else is a good idea. Just be very careful not to drop and to keep the machine as level as possible. So we've got the cotton candy machine in the spot where we want to make cotton candy. A table, a countertop, a flat surface works best. These draw a lot of power, so it's best to always plug them directly into an outlet, not running them on an extension cord. Running them on a weak extension cord will not generate the amount of power it needs to heat up properly, thus not making cotton candy and ultimately ruining the machine itself. So, with your machine, you've got a green tag. We clean and test our machines before they go out every rental. And you'll see notes on there of what setting we've run and tested the machine and where it works best. So this is a machine that works best on our normal heat, which is our blue dial, heat setting number 7. So you'll see that that's already preset. You shouldn't have to adjust the heat at all. I'll give you some instances later of where you may have to, but this is where we're going to start and operate our machine for this purpose. Take the bag off of the head. Just a reminder to keep the top of the machine dry. Getting this wet will damage the machine and put too much buildup on the top of it, and it's not going to be able to make cotton candy. So not to use in rain. Don't worry about washing the machine. We take care of all that when it comes back. So we're ready to make some cotton candy. Pan sits right on top of the head like that. Your cotton candy itself pours directly into the hole on the top of the head in the reservoir. You can pour quite a bit in. Definitely don't want to overfill. So for the sake of for this demonstration, I'm just going to go to about there. Even it out. But very bad idea to overfill this. It's not going to work properly if you overfill the head. So cotton candy's in. I've got my pan on top. I'm going to put my bubble on top of the pan just to help contain some of the cotton candy from flying around too much. It is a messy job. You'll get cotton candy all in the air, on your clothes, in your hair. So expect that when you're operating a machine like this. Okay, so we're ready to turn it on. We've got 2 switches here. One is your motor, one is the heat. For the first batch, we're going to hit our motor. The head's going to spin. After that, we're going to hit our heat down to the blue, not up to the red. Again, we're using our normal heat setting on a large machine. It's got 2 dials, blue as well as red. Red is our emergency heat, blue is our normal heat. So we always want to go down to this setting here. Okay, if this is running the right temperature, it's usually in the green voltage meter where you see on here. So, motor goes on, head starts to spin, but just spit sugar. To make the cotton candy, we turn our heat down to our normal setting. We're on number 7. For the first batch, it usually takes about 30 seconds to a minute for that sugar to stop spitting and just to start collecting some cotton candy on the outside of the pan. You want to let it build up a little bit, and then you can take your cone, start making some cones of cotton candy here. We've still got our motor and our heat switch on. It's collecting more and more cotton candy around the inside of the pan itself. So, we've got a good buildup. Now I'm going to take my cone and I'm going to spin it. So you'll notice a lot built up around the outside of the pan. Then we can take our cone and spin it counterclockwise. And let it just collect on our cone itself. Spin it. And we got a good cotton candy cone to use. So you'll know that you'll need to refill the head with cotton candy if it's not producing any cotton candy left on the outside of the pan. Never put your fingers around the head, because it can get, there's some floaters on there that'll cut you. When you go to refill the cotton candy, or when you're done using it for the day, we do what we call a cool down process, which means we turn our heat switch off, but we still allow our motor and our head to spin for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. It's important to do that process all the time before you refill the cotton candy or before you turn the machine off for the day, because we don't want the head of our machine to melt, and we don't want any extra buildup on the outside of our heat coils. It's going to keep the machine running in the best manner possible. Got it. Here we can see that. So, once you've gone about 1.5 to 2 minutes on that cool down process, then it's safe to turn your motor off. Wait till the head stops spinning, and if you're refilling the machine, pour more in, or if you're done for the day, then you're good.